Hello, fellow geeksters, and welcome to Pardon, My Geek Podcast.
Welcome, my geek. Ooh, words. Pardon My Geek Podcast, where nerd culture is taking it seriously, not seriously at all. I'm Quinn. That's Josiah. Say hi.
It's me. Did my face throw you off and that's why you missed your words?
Dude,
I knew it.
my brain is just all sorts tired right now.
Well, that can happen when it's, still mid-afternoon. And especially after you had class this morning, right?
Right, I woke up at 7:30 for classes.
Yep. You had class this morning and then you were like, gotta go. Gotta do something.
Yep, I have not had a break today. But yeah, so for the viewers who don't know, this will be a sort of part 2. We're doing this new thing. We're splitting the news into, or the news and the main topic into 2 parts. We just finished up with the news. That will be released separately. Now we're doing the main topic. Which shall I introduce the main topic? Which should you?
Well, we might as well introduce him back to this fun series. I think I introduced it last time, so you gotta welcome it back to this fun series that we're doing this year.
Welcome back to Doomscrolling. In preparation for Doomsday coming out this December, we are going to be going through...
Doom. I don't know what the editor's going to do with that. He's probably going to do nothing. He's going to be lazy.
Right.
Just do nothing.
Editor blowing him up.
Okay, blow us up. Blow up the editor. Whoa, easy. We don't want him to take our souls.
Doomscrolling is where we, in preparation for Doomsday coming in December, we are going to be going through and watching as many Marvel films as we can, starting a couple weeks, about a month ago at this point, with Iron Man, the 2008 film, and now we're going for the second film in the modern MCU trilogy, or the modern MCU, and that is The Incredible Hulk. With 2008 Incredible Hulk with Norton instead.
Edward Norton
instead of.
Mark Ruffalo?
Thank you.
Mark Ruffalo. Yeah. Yes. Mark Ruffalo eventually takes over in the Avengers film when the Hulk comes back, and we'll get into why. Yes. But yes, The Incredible Hulk, directed by Louis Lantier, writers Zach Penn, Stan Lee, Jack Kirby, are credited as writers for this movie. And we have our stars, Edward Norton, Tim Roth, Tim Blake Nelson, who eventually comes back later in Captain America, the newer Captain America. We also have Liv Tyler as Betty Ross, and we have Ty Burrell, our favorite dad from Modern Family, making an appearance. I totally forgot he's in this movie.
Right, he jump scares me every time he shows up in something I'm not expecting him to. It's like, oh my god, what are you doing here, Phil?
Totally forgot. And he shows up, I was like, Phil? What do you... Phil? We also have the late William Hurt as Thunderbolt Ross. Rest in peace, William. So, yes, that is our movie.
Yes.
Quinn,
shall I
why
try
don't
my
you
freaking best?
Try your freaking best? So people grab your popcorn, sit down, grab a drink.
Time for a
fun
lightning quick
quick round.
Lightning quick round. So we open the movie with a unknown accident in some lab where a bunch of people get murked and injured. 5 years later, we meet up with Bruce Banner, who's working in Rio, working at a bottling factory for a fizzy cola of some sort, while also trying to meditate.
Pretty much Horritos or Heritos.
Right.
That's pretty much what it reminded me of. It's not really, but it's what it reminded me of. I was like, oh, it's just, those Mexican drinks that you see at the Mexican place all the time that are glass bottles. Exactly. Anyway, continue. Sorry.
He practices yoga for some unknown reason, trying to control his anger, when he gets injured and some blood splashes into one of the bottles. Stanley drinks one of those bottles, and the U.S. Army gets notified that he is sick with gamma radiation, and so they know where Bruce Banner is hiding, and that's Rio de Janeiro. After they try and the U.S. Army tries to get Banner, he transforms into this mysterious beast called the Hulk, and he destroys the team who tries to capture him and humiliates this guy called Blonsky.
Emil Blonsky.
Emil Blonsky. Banner managed to escape, hitches a ride with a very kind man in the forest of Mexico, and he...
While naked.
Well naked. Hats off to that man. He basically just saved the entire franchise.
Pretty much.
Banner goes back to the United States where he contacts an old friend of his to let him stay inside the diner. Pizzeria. I forget what it was exactly.
It was a pizzeria.
Pizzeria.
But like they were like old friends from like his college days or whatever. And it sounds like he rented a place above them for a while or something. Old friends.
But friends in a pizzeria. Blonsky, sorry, my knee is being tricky. There you go. Blonsky takes a serum to heal himself back up and to try and fight the Hulk. Banner goes back to the university to get some data that him and his girlfriend got when the U.S. military attacks. He hulks out, destroys everyone, and eventually runs away with his girlfriend into the forest, into a cave, where it's revealed that the Hulk isn't some mindless beast. He does still have some humanity left because he saves his old fling. Are they married? Or are they dating?
Not married.
Okay.
I think they were just like really close. And then I think eventually in the comics they do get married, but in the show they're just very close, lovers and stuff. And before he hulks out, and then he leaves, and so then she's like, "Oh, no." The classic girl maneuver.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Anyway, as I was saying, throughout this whole time, Bruce Banner has been talking with this Mr. Blue to someone to help him cure Dr. Banner of his gamma radiation poisoning. After potentially finding a cure, they get attacked by the U.S. military again. Where Bruce Banner finally gets captured by the U.S. military and taken away, and that's when Blonsky takes a bit of Banner's blood and injects himself with it. This leads to Blonsky hulking out and becoming the Abomination. He starts attacking the city. Hulk comes to try and rescue the city, and this leads to the climax where Hulk and the Abomination destroy each other and destroy everything before finally the Abomination gets stopped due to the Hulk finding the power of love and outsmarting and taking out the Abomination. And that's when the Hulk runs away and leaves because he's still a monster, and everyone, even though he just saved them, kind of doesn't still like him. And the next thing we know, Banner is in British Columbia, where he is residing, waiting to be recruited into the Avengers. End credit scene, Tony Stark talks to Ross about putting together the Avengers, which directly connects this to Iron Man and to the continuing story of the building of the Avengers.
The greater MCU.
Greater MCU.
One of the first inter-movie connections that wasn't popular at all, making one movie connect to another and having a character from that movie show up randomly. Just like show up, and you don't even need to introduce a character, he just says his name, and the people who know are like, what? I remember I read something that when that happened back in, because this movie's 08, yeah. So like Iron Man had just come out earlier that year, and so when this movie dropped and people watched it after watching Iron Man, because they're Marvel movies, and so you're like, sweet, Iron Man and Hulk in the same year, it's my lucky day.
We're eating good as Marvel fans.
Yeah, exactly. Back in 2008, and when Tony Stark shows up in the end, like, people lost their minds. Like, you thought people lost their minds when the lonely guy stayed all the way to the end of Iron Man with Nick Fury showing up. There's the one guy sitting there watching all the credits, and he's like, that was a great movie. And then it starts playing, he's like, what? There's
an end credit scene? when is this a thing?
There was I saw something where it said that people went back to rewatch the movie, but then like stayed, and it was so weird for the movie theater workers because they clean right after a movie.
Yeah, of course.
And like not even them realizing that there was an end credit scene, and like they like stopped mid cleaning just to watch it because they were confused. Like, what? So funny. But yeah, people lost their minds when Tony Stark appeared, or like there were some references to Stark Industries and stuff in the movie, and people were like, "Wait, like Stark Industries, like from Iron Man earlier this year, like from Tony Stark, the Iron Man that we know is Iron Man."
Wait, you're talking
from
about
Iron Man?
They're talking about they're in the same universe. Since when are they in the same universe?
Hold on, since when does this count as this? Wait, hold on. Now they're talking about Super Soldier Serum. If I know my comics correctly, that's like Captain America stuff.
Yeah,
are they
like...
doing Captain America? What is happening with these Marvel movies? And it's to be alive during that time, and just to like watch this unfold. It would be so fun just to be one of those people who are like, what is happening? These movies are connecting to each other. Like, that one goes to what? Like,
what
just to hear their brain just wrap around it.
Yeah.
So that was the Hulk. That was a great recap of what happens, and that's pretty much what happens in the movie. So well done. Quinn tried his best and succeeded. What were your first takes and initial reactions from this movie?
Well, I liked it. I prefer the action genre over the drama genre.
The drama.
The drama. The drama words.
It's a drama genre.
Drama genre, like what we did a couple weeks ago with Devil Wears Prada.
With the devil.
The devil. So yeah, I like this movie. I prefer, like I said, action movies over dramas. And this movie was very action oriented, and so yeah, I was trying to decide if I liked Edward Norton or if I like
Mark Ruffalo.
Mark Ruffalo. Thank you. Why do I keep forgetting his name?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah, because they each have their strengths. Edward Norton's strength being just that he is strong. He is very in shape. Which felt a little odd for a nuclear physicist biochemist to be so in shape.
That's what happens when you live down in Brazil and you're running around everywhere, working in a bottling factory.
Yeah, I guess those 5 years he packed on that muscle.
Yeah,
I think it was a good movie. I was a little confused at first with them starting out after the accident and not not giving us a chance to like learn the characters relationships before and having us kind of discover them later. What about you, Joe? What are your thoughts?
My thoughts. Well, I've watched this movie for a while, but my thoughts of the movie is that this is almost like a hidden gem that Marvel has forgotten that they have, and because of distribution rights with Universal and stuff, and it kind of owning the Hulk name for stuff, and Marvel just kind of got on it like as an associate, because Marvel had to sell a lot of motion picture rights for characters to stay out of bankruptcy back in the 90s and 80s and stuff.
Why the X-Men haven't really had an official MCU release.
That's why they lost the X-Men, they lost Spider-Man, they lost Hulk, a bunch of other smaller characters and stuff too. But, Marvel at this time was still desperate. Like, Iron Man had just come out, and so that was succeeding, but still, that's not enough for Marvel Studios to go full MCU what they are now on a movie. And so this was also another gamble for Marvel, and for them to decide to do a Hulk movie, in which a Hulk movie came out in 2003, did terribly because it was more comic book, and it divided audiences. You know, it was more psychological and artistry kind of movie. Yeah, I mean, you go and watch it, and it is not the same as this movie at all. And honestly, I had to stop watching it because I was like, oh my gosh, this is too much. This is really something very, very weird. So Marvel is like, we want to make a movie showing that we can create this character way better, make it more comic accurate, but not, you know, comic book artistry. I don't know what word I'm looking for, but like
artsy. Is that what you're trying to find?
Artsy. Am I saying artsy? Am I trying to find artsy? Maybe I'm trying to find artistry.
Artsy. Yeah, artistry. Like what? I don't know what you're trying to do there.
I don't know. Well, I'm saying words. I'm tired, guys. But make him also scary, more powerful, more action oriented, because the other one wasn't. It was, you know, like I said, psychological. It was a psychological thriller kind of. Yep. And then just kind of like reboot Hulk, but like not say, you know, this is the Hulk reboot, but, you know, reboot it, which is also why I think they kind of, they zoomed through his origin in the intro sequence, because a lot of people already know, you know, the Hulk origin. It's like speeding through the Spider-Man.
I was gonna say like Homecoming, speeding through
Homecoming,
Spider-Man.
because, you know, it's been told since the 60s. Same with the Hulk, it's been told since the 50s. You know, gamma radiation accident.
Yeah,
like even the people who haven't seen Hulk know a little bit about Hulk. Same with like Spider-Man. So
bitten by a spider, or Uncle Ben dies. Like
exactly,
like, they know.
So they were like, sweet, we're going to kind of zoom past and then really get into the action of the Hulk and why he is the Hulk, and he's scary and he's funny and well, not funny, but he's powerful.
Him like chasing them through the bottling factory and the standoff at the college square. Like,
the bottling factory is so fun. Like that's truly Hulk. It's just scary. Just in the grabbing people, just whoop, gone.
Grabbing like full on like massive vehicles, just
throwing it at them, and everybody's like, "What the heck is that?" So yes, let's get into Edward Norton. Yes. And the whole debacle with this movie about Edward Norton and Marvel. So Marvel hired Edward Norton because, one, he's a great actor. Love Edward Norton. Fight Club, American History X, like, he has some props. Love him. He does some great stuff. And so they wanted to hire him because, you know, that gets the name going. They're like, oh, Edward Norton. He just did Fight Club. Now he's doing this Hulk. He knows how to do action. He's an action character, but also brings the character alive.
It kind of gives the movie credit, or kind of like a
namesake compared to like RDJ, who had just gotten out of prison, and like this was like his big return. So they hired Edward Norton because they wanted a little more darker story, but they also wanted a Bruce Banner character. And not just Hulk. They wanted to elevate Bruce Banner's character as well, and show the difference between the two characters of Hulk and Bruce Banner. Yeah. So, you know, Edward Norton. They wanted a little less comedy than, you know, the originals Hulk's shows and the one in 2003. And so, like I was saying, Edward Norton just did Fight Club, and that wasn't exactly funny. The sequences of the movie were funny.
Yeah, but overall the ideas of it was not.
Yes. But what happened when they hired Norton, and no offense to Norton, this is why he's usually a great actor, is that he wanted to be a part of the production. And so he wanted to throw his own spin on it. And the director, Louis Leterrier, I don't know if I pronounced his last name right, supported Norton in their version of the Hulk story. And, you know, they pushed for a little more serious tone, whereas Marvel was trying to keep it not super serious. They wanted it, you know, more darker and more scarier, but they didn't want, you know, people to go and, like, be absolutely terrified and stuff. They still wanted, Marvel's ideas was to make superhero fun comic adventures on the edge for, like, teens and tweens. They didn't want you to take your, 12-year-old son or girl and like be absolutely terrified and just like have nightmares. Like they wanted them to enjoy it, be freaked out because it's the Hulk. You're supposed to be scared, but also like walk away and say, I like Hulk. Hulk is pretty cool. So, but Norton wanted a more slowed down, serious tone of a movie, and so he pushed back a lot with Marvel during the production of it, and he is credited with a writing stamp as his writer. What's that called? When people have like a different name for like author credits or something.
Pseudonym.
Pseudonym. Yes, pseudonym. I'm thinking of pseudonym. With the pseudonym of Edward Harrison. That's like his pen name. Or
yeah, like pen name, pseudonym, like whatever you want to.
Yeah. So it sounds like he helped actually write a lot of the stuff with Zach Penn, one of the main writers, helped write a lot of the dialogue and stuff, and so he's credited as Edward Harrison in some of the credits and posters and stuff, along with all the other writers and the origins of the characters being created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. So he had a lot to do with the production, and Marvel liked some of the ideas, but a lot of it was costing them time and money because Norton kept wanting to do stuff.
Yeah. And
it seems like there's around 70 minutes of cut footage that didn't actually make it into the movie.
Dang. Like
because
Okay.
Marvel told Norton, we want this under 2 hours. And apparently there's a whole scene at the Arctic where Bruce Banner is just really depressed, trying to cure his condition, and ultimately sticks a gun in his mouth and tries to kill himself. Very Fight Club of E.
Yeah,
but
kind of what's referenced in the original.
And it's referenced in Avengers, yes. So that was like their sign, or like not their sign, but like their tease to show that that Hulk movie was technically canon. It's just we casted a different actor.
It's still there. It's still in universe. Don't worry.
It's still there. I would have loved to seen that Arctic scene though, because I want to see like that I don't know. I want to see that scene of like him being so depressed and stuff that he's ultimately ready to take his own life, but Hulk just appearing and spitting it back out. Like
gives more,
that just shows you Hulk.
Yeah, I was gonna say it gives more reverence to the Hulk. Like he is just that strong. Which kind of leads me to kind of stuff I want to talk about. If you're done with what you're, if you have more, continue, please.
No, I think I can. Yeah, 70 minutes. Norton and Ledger wanted a 135-minute cut. Marvel said no, under 2 hours. This kind of just showed Marvel that they need to be a little more careful with their casting, and then hire direct people to make the characters, and they want actors that they can tell what to do, but also are. This sounds wrong, and I'm trying to put this in a nice way because the article that I'm reading actually puts it really well. How they want a no a-hole policy, and they don't want the actors to be costing them more money than what they need to.
Yeah, it's like, please give your ideas, but also understand if we just can't do them.
Yes, and that's what was the issue with Edward, is that he couldn't take no for an answer. Yeah. Like this wasn't just like a Edward at the very end saying, hey, we want to do this. It was Edward throughout the entire production, even with Marvel saying, no, we need 2 hours. He's like, yeah, but... And then he still did it. Like, he convinced the director to go and do it, and ultimately costed Marvel more money than they had, and they ultimately lost money on this movie, too.
I'm saying that it actually made
Oh, did it make back?
It made back, okay. Not a lot. Like
okay,
made 100 million.
Maybe that's what I'm trying to. Maybe that's why this article is saying that, is because it didn't make enough.
Yeah.
For Marvel to really count it as like a successful movie.
It
made money.
It wasn't a box office like slam.
Like Iron Man.
Yeah, which made like triple or quadruple back. It's like
quadruple back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that was it. I have a couple other things, but we can get into those later.
Yes. Yeah, kind of.
So take away. What were you wanting to talk about?
Yeah, so kind of talking about the reverence of the Hulk and him being so strong that even Bruce Banner can't take him out. Where it's like that's very much shown in the fight with Abomination versus Hulk, where Abomination is at first stronger, faster, bigger, more resilient, just like overpowers Hulk at every turn. But one thing I love about Hulk's powers and the Hulk, and it's shown really well in this fight, is that Hulk gets stronger and stronger and more resilient as he gets angrier and as he tries to get as he meets resistance. Like the scene where Abomination pins Hulk against the wall, like based off what we've seen, that should be no issue for Abomination, but Hulk breaks out. Like Hulk out-muscles Abomination and breaks out before pummeling in Abomination. Hulk, like, it's like Bruce Banner having the pure, unadulterated gamma radiation blood, and the Abomination having a very, like, a diluted, like, heavily synthesized version of
being an abomination. He is
the abomination. Yeah, like he cannot reach the level of strength and the level of resilience and endurance that the Hulk has.
Whereas, like, for Abomination, it's like rage, it's like emotions, whereas Hulk is just strength.
It's just strength. Like, there's nothing that suppresses his strength. It only grows stronger. Whereas Abomination, like, as soon as he loses the fight, it's almost like he becomes weaker than a person. Whereas Hulk, like stepping on him and, like, pushing him to the ground. Like, Abomination had no chance of getting up. He was done. And Hulk could still have kept going.
He's like, nah, bro.
I'm done. I'm cooked. I'm good.
I'm good. I'm good.
And I think what I realized, like, I've only ever known Hulk through the MCU where he was underdeveloped and misutilized and underused, without really any sort of way of kind of showing his powers. So I kind of wish I watched this movie before I watched the MCU. Of course, I didn't really have a choice, right? Like, MCU came out in 2012, so I was 8. Like, I was barely old enough to watch that. I was not going to be able to watch the 2008 Hulk movie when I was, like, 3 or 4 years old, right? So it's like, granted, I couldn't, but...
You gotta watch it later.
I gotta watch it later. I understand. Yeah. I understand the love for Hulk and just how he is the literal embodiment of overcoming all adversity just with pure willpower and strength. So it's like, I get it. I like the Hulk. I think he's a really cool hero, and I wish to see more of him in the future. And I don't know if we want to talk about it, but it sounds like Spider-Man Brand New Day, we're going to be seeing more of that. We're going to
see some more
Beast Hulk.
Rage Hulk, finally. No more Smart Hulk, which we got introduced back in Endgame.
Which we have talked
about, which is part of the comics. And again, we have said that it's part of the comics. Like, Hulk does eventually get smart, but then eventually goes back to rage at some point. And so...
Because Smart Hulk it's not fun. Like...
No, he's not fun.
You take the worst part... you take the worst part of Banner, or like you take the best part of Banner and the worst part of Hulk.
Pretty much.
And you mash them together. Hulk is fascinating because he's such a morally deep and complex character. You get rid of that, and I've talked about how cool his strength is, but when that's the only thing going for him, it's kind of lame.
It's kind of lame.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. But when now they've, like, done with the Smart Hulk, now they've made us miss Rage Hulk, and so they're like, oh, okay, we'll bring him back. And so I can totally see them bringing Rage Hulk back for a while, and then maybe going back to Smart Hulk, and then, like, Rage Hulk, and, like, doing, like, a back and forth to see which one we like more, just because this is Marvel, and they have to test their audience to see what they really like. And so I guess we'll see how they do that or what we really like, which one we like more.
I hope they explain how, because like Smart Hulk never even went away. Even when he was had his inhibitor in She-Hulk, Smart Hulk was still there, even when the inhibitor failed. Like,
right.
So how are they going to explain back? Oh, Smart Hulk failed, Smart Hulk is gone, even though the inhibitor failed in the past, and Smart Hulk was still there. So, yeah.
Yeah, they got to do something in Spider-Man too.
Yeah, they can't half-ass an excuse.
No. And because it's Spider-Man, I don't think they will, because they take it's Spider-Man.
Right.
Marvel takes care of Spider-Man because it's Spider-Man, and they don't want to mess up Spider-Man.
Everyone knows it's everyone's favorite superhero. Everyone loves Spider-Man.
It's like their favorite superhero. Like, it's not even their favorite Marvel. It's like the number one superhero right next to Superman or something.
Yeah,
like you can't mess that up.
You ask anyone, it's like, okay, what's your favorite DC superhero? Batman, Superman. And and like a lot of people have different, Flash, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman.
It varies.
You ask someone what their favorite Marvel hero is, 9 times out of 10, Spider-Man.
9 times out of 10, it will be Spider-Man.
Miles Morales, maybe.
Maybe you'll get the one or two saying Captain America, or maybe another person being all like, Iron Man.
Iron Man, yeah. I know a friend who likes Iron Man because he's like an engineering major, so he likes the.
See, there you go. There you go. I'm just gonna throw out some fun BTS and
Please
stuff
do.
for you, because that's me.
That's yours. Yeah.
Tim Roth, the Abomination, was supposed to return in Avengers Ultron, Age of Ultron. Why are you laughing?
The Abomination will return in Doomsday.
The Abomination will return. But eventually, he did return back in Shang-Chi, which was very fun to see him again in Shang-Chi, and totally caught off a lot of people.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, he shows up as like one of the fighters in Shang-Chi.
In the
super
fighting
fun
arena.
Fun cameo. And She-Hulk, we talked about that, how he shows up in the She-Hulk. We don't really care about that show.
I only watched the Daredevil scene.
We don't watch the show. we don't. Where was that one? Yes. William Hurt as General Ross. This was his first appearance, but didn't show up again in Civil War. So he was not a part of any of the movies until Civil War, when they ultimately decided to bring back Ross as like a character that they want to pursue. And then eventually, if William Hurt didn't pass away and they had to recast, I think the plan was to eventually to make the Thunderbolts and he be the Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
Instead of doing what they did with the Thunderbolts, which is fine. Love Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
Whole big heart for Thunderbolt.
I
and how they got
recently, and I was like, man, that's a really good movie.
It's a great movie. But how they got their name Thunderbolt is definitely an iffy point for comic book fans, because everybody knows that it's Thunderbolts because of Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross. So maybe they changed it eventually, but we won't get into that too much. But yeah, so that was really fun. There's a couple,
taken over by gosh dang it. I keep saying things and not
you forgot
knowing the names.
You forgot Indiana Jones.
Yes, Harrison Ford.
Han Solo, Blade Runner. Okay.
Yes, he got replaced by Harrison Ford in it's not Brand New Day. That's the Spider-Man one.
Captain America.
Brave
New World.
Brave New World. That's what it is. So many Marvel movies, they get all blend together.
It's true. Hulk only has 6 words, where in the comics he can usually talk, but just, gruntly. He has "Leave Me Alone," "Hulk Smash," and "Betty." All voiced by Lou Ferrigno, who voiced him in earlier animations, cartoons and stuff. Also, the guy who owns the pizzeria in the shop is a fun cameo by the guy who originally voiced Hulk in the old cartoons, and did some voicing for him in the 2003 movie and stuff. But it was just like a fun throwing cameo and stuff, just to say, oh yeah, this guy is very, he's part of the Hulk. We have to include him. So fun cameos and stuff like that. So yeah, and there's also, did you see the purple pants? Do you remember
Oh yeah,
the purple
no, yeah,
pants?
where like he holds up the purple pants, like really, she's like, what, might work or something like that.
Love that little Easter egg.
Oh yeah,
those things like that are what make Marvel movies Marvel movies.
I honestly thought they were going to go with it. I thought he was going to shrug and like put them on.
And like he puts them on. I thought that was going to be like, the end. The character gets their ultimate comic book suit at the very end to fight the final bad guy.
Yeah,
I thought they were going to do it
or whatever. Yeah,
they didn't do it, which was fine. It
would have been better if they did, but whatever.
I think that's it for me. Let's do some final takes and final reviews. Unless you have anything left to say about the movie.
No, I'm good on. I'm good to get to finals. Final takes.
Yeah. So, here it is. Yeah. So I just wanted to talk about real quick about what this movie kind of sets up for the future. And so they took the Iron Man movie, and they were like, this movie was great. They didn't fully tease other stuff because this was the start. They were experimenting.
Yeah.
This was the gamble.
They didn't know if it was going to actually go off, right?
Right. And then they added the cameo to be like, if people really like that, the end credit scene. And then this movie was the second one, and so now Marvel's like, okay, this is what we're doing. We're building the MCU. So they include references to the Super Soldier experiments, Captain America, and comic book fans will know that, with the Stark Industries and Cryosync as the companies and stuff. They set up General Ross, who is a very prominent character, as we talked about, with Thunderbolts and later in the comics and stuff. They set up Stark Industries tech being around, because he makes the sonic cannons. That's very prominent in the movie. You see that. But they establish how Stark Industries, is the tech manufacturer in this MCU world. Not very normal for movies and stuff.
No.
They have some S.H.I.E.L.D. references and stuff. Shadowy organization. They have the Tony Stark cameo. And so, this is like the movie to put on the map of like, this is what Marvel's going to be doing. Are you liking it? A lot of people are loving the cameos and the references and stuff. It was just, the movie itself was too expensive.
When starting a party, this is relevant. It's often said that, the first person to start dancing is seen as the leader, but it's the second person that makes the party.
But it's the second person. I've heard that, yes.
Yes. Even though Iron Man started the party, it was really the second person, the Hulk, that made it possible.
Made it
popular.
And it made it possible for Captain America, and that's our next one. But that was one of the really big ones of this earlier phase 2.
Is Captain America next, or is Thor next?
No, it's Captain America, because Thor sets up Loki, and Loki comes right back into Avengers. It's Iron Man, Hulk, Captain America, because remember what I just said, this movie sets up the super soldier serum.
Yeah.
And the Stark tech, which both are super prominent in the making of Captain America.
I didn't know if we were going to go by release date, because by release date, it should technically go Iron Man 2, Thor, then Captain America. Iron Man 2 is May 7th, Thor's May 6th of 2011, Iron Man 2 is 2010, and Captain America is July 22nd of 2011.
Oh.
I'm looking at the dates right now.
Well, usually the dates are what you do are canon.
Yeah.
I thought I had them. Oh, maybe I have them mixed up.
Yeah. We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it later. But yes. So yeah. But, this movie feels really forgotten. Like, I don't think a lot of people realize that this is still a movie in the MCU.
I didn't. I saw I thought it was a different actor for Bruce Banner. I was like, oh, it must be like some Fox movie or like some CBS movie or something. This isn't part of the actual main MCU.
Right.
It wasn't until like you told me like, hey, let's watch it. I was like, wait, it's actually part of the mainline MCU.
Yeah, it is. It is now. And the good news is that people are, going back and rewatching Hulk, and Marvel's seeing, oh, crap, right, people like the Hulk. We need to do something with the Hulk. And so for the longest time,
he's a good character.
they are eventually doing a Hulk movie. It's been in the works for a while, and it's been rumored and it's been teased and stuff. And Marvel has said that they are doing a Hulk movie eventually. Now, that is good that Hulk is on their minds, and it also makes me think that maybe eventually, if they haven't said anything about like a sequel or something, that they're setting up World War Hulk.
I also big comic run.
It's a very big comic run. It's like Endgame level, like pretty much multiple Hulks take over the world, and it's World War Hulk. It's just crazy. That's a crazy run. It goes into, Old Man Hawkeye and stuff, Old Man Wolverine, a whole bunch of other stuff it leads into. But maybe they will do it, especially with setting up his son in She-Hulk with Scar, or whatever his name is. That was dumb.
I don't know anything about She-Hulk.
Hulk has a son that was revealed, so Hulk has a son.
Who did Bruce do it with?
Yeah, no idea, but it happened on the trash planet in Ragnarok. So
so it's Hulk. It's not even Bruce Banner's.
Yeah, it's Hulk's. It's because when he shows up, he's big and green, and you're like, oh, okay, moving on.
I guess
that was weird.
He does not look good. I'm seeing some pictures of him from
the She-Hulk show.
From the She-Hulk show, and he does not look good.
No, he does not. Oh my gosh, my headphones are falling off.
He looks like he's older than the Hulk. Like, he looks like he has a receding hairline of like a 60-year-old.
Pretty much. His hair does not look good. Does not look good.
Okay, I'm gonna stop talking crap about it.
Yep. Did we already do final thoughts?
Yes.
Cool. That was our final thoughts. I guess I forgot them, but yeah, final thoughts. Great movie.
We can keep going with final thoughts if you'd like.
No, I'm good. I talked about all I really wanted to about this movie. How I also wanted to say that this movie should be taken as the groundwork for any Marvel movie hoping to do a street level movie. Like, while this does take place in like Brazil and stuff, ultimately it comes back and is on the streets of New York, and just the fight felt really grounded, and it wasn't like super theatrical or aliens fighting aliens and stuff. Like, it felt really good to watch.
No hints. There's no references to any sort of space nonsense.
Yep.
Like, it was pure human science.
Yep.
It was pure human Pure human science fighting pure human science. Like, that's all it was.
Which made it feel more human and grounded. Yeah. And I think that's why it's a good movie. It just got overlooked very well because, they recasted and a lot of drama with the movie like we talked about. So it went over a lot of people's heads. So go watch it. Go support Hulk. I love Hulk. Go watch it.
I understand now why people love Hulk. Again, I used to be like, why do people like Hulk? He's boring. But that's just because my introduction to him was in the MCU, he's boring in the MCU.
Right. Now you know. Now you know why people love the Hulk. Perfect. I think that's it for this episode. I got nothing left to talk about. Perfect. So I think... is this me that's sending it off?
I believe it's me because I introduced.
Okay, and then it is you, my friend. That was Pardon My Geek podcast with episode 2 of Doomscrolling. Stay tuned for the next coming episodes. We will decide what that is when they come up. But I'm Josiah. That's Quinn. Say bye, Quinn.
Bye.
We regret nothing because it's all true. Because we're geeks and we know our stuff and we research it, so you don't have to. See ya.